Electricity was originally thought of as a property of life, back as far as Isaac Newton. And it was used originally in medicine for almost 2 centuries before we started using it intensively for lighting our houses and powering our machines. In the year 1800, an Italian physicist named Alessandro Volta came along and invented the electric battery. And he made a momentous pronouncement that electricity, in fact, doesn't have anything to do with biology. There was a heated debate between him and his countryman Galvani as to who was correct. Was electricity simply an aspect of life that we figured out how to make use of, or was it irrelevant and extraneous to life? And the view that it was extraneous to life won out, and we began to use electricity for things like electric lights. Telegraph wires came first. In the beginning, all we had was direct current from friction machines producing static electricity. And then the electric battery was discovered, and it was still direct current, only flowed in one direction, from the positive to the negative pole. And alternating current was eventually discovered, so you have electrons oscillating in a wire back and forth many times a second. What we have in our house wires nowadays, here in the U.S. and in Canada, it vibrates back and forth 60 hertz or 60 cycle electricity. In Europe, it's 50 cycle. Every time you have electricity passing through a wire, even direct current, around the wire, you have an electromagnetic field. And it decreases rapidly with distance, but it goes out into the universe pretty much forever. A changing electromagnetic field produces a wave of changes that also travels out into the universe. And that traveling change in the electromagnetic field is called electromagnetic radiation. It basically is a signal telling every other electron in space, move in this direction. When it hits an electron, it can be miles away, the electron that gets hit by that wave starts to move. A changing electromagnetic field produces electromagnetic radiation. When that radiation hits a wire someplace else, it induces an electric current in that wire. If it hits your body, it induces electric currents in the wires in your body. What are the wires in your body? They're your nerves, they're your blood vessels, they're your acupuncture meridians. So every time you get hit by either natural or artificial electromagnetic radiation, it induces electric currents to flow in your body. And the problem is that alternating current doesn't exist in nature. To some degree it does. When lightning strikes, it produces very low-frequency vibrations. Earth's magnetic field is direct current. So most of what we live in, except for very low-frequency waves from lightning, is direct current. We've introduced alternating current, much more powerful than any natural fields that we evolved with. And we've increased the frequency way beyond anything that we've evolved with. When we get hit with radio waves from radio stations and they're tiny, very, very high-frequency radio waves from cell phones and cell towers, this also induces electric currents in any wire and in all the wires in our bodies we did not evolve with, and which interfere with the natural electric currents that flow through our bodies, that are not used to those kinds of frequencies, not used to those kinds of power levels, and our bodies are the equivalent of very complex electronic machinery that are getting interfered with.